Our taste in film may seem destructive, but this is a productive dialogue. Damn it, your mother ate my dog.
Episode 81. 81 is 18 backwards. Do you remember what podcast we did for episode 18?
Episode 18, that's a gimme. That's a gimme right there. Episode 18, we did a little movie called Green Lantern.
Oh, close. I think Green Lantern was 3. So,
A little
close. Episode 18 was actually another Josh movie. Another obscure time travel movie.
Obscure time travel movie.
Yeah. Palm Springs.
Oh, yes. A classic.
I mean,
good, I forgot it.
This movie wasn't a time travel movie, but they did travel through time.
Right.
Naturally.
Right. They did indeed.
Your mother ate my dog. Josh, Jesse, back at you for 81. So fun. 81, fun. Oh,
so
right.
So fun. So much fun.
So we survived Snowmageddon.
Thankfully.
How was that for you?
It was fine. There wasn't really too much anything different, really.
How'd the car make it in the snow?
Oh, it did just fine. It's 4-wheel drive, so seems to handle itself just fine.
This is like the first time in the new car with snow, right?
It is. Yes, I had faith knowing that it was 4-wheel drive, and lo and behold, it drove just fine. Myself, I had to go to work. Some people that I know, they have jobs where if it snows, they don't have to work.
Yeah, well, you're talking about me, and
yes.
I did go to work. I went to work both days, both snow days, Wednesday and Thursday. But it was too bad that they did not let us leave for our safety. So we just stayed inside and worked. Probably in the 2 days, I probably worked a combined 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Doing what? What is there to do around the warehouse?
Well, day one, it was basically you sort. Like you get your mail and you sort it for the day. But it was pretty obvious that we weren't going to go out, so they just sent us home pretty early. And then day 2 was the same thing. We had a route. I had a route, and I sorted it and put it all together. And then they were like, "Well, nah."
What would you say would be like, out of 10, how hard is that job to do if you were just a random person thrown into it with no training?
I would say it wouldn't be that hard at all. So basically, so you get there in the morning, and you have you either have your route or you get assigned your route, and then you stand in front of a case, a 3-sided case, and that has all the addresses on it. And then you get your mail, and then you just put it in the slot where the address is. And then you have like a sheet that tells you which address to pull at what time, and then you put it all together and put it in, and then you use, if you don't know where you're going, you use Google Maps, and then you find a place to park, and then you do your little walk, and then you go to the next place, and you do your little walk, and then you're done.
So fairly easy.
I'd say being a mailman is not a difficult job, but like if you're slow, you can take a long time.
What would you say it's somewhat common that like the route they gave you, like the sheet, it has like an error?
No, probably not. But there has been times where it doesn't make any sense to do it the way that they do it on the sheet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good to know. Now you told me through text today that you delivered a postcard. Was that the truth, or were you just saying that?
No, it was the truth. I rarely lie.
Oh yeah,
Um, so I went up to this house with the postcard, and they were outside, and this dog was barking at me. And so I gave it to her, and she's like, "Oh, a postcard. It's from my, it's like son-in-law or something.
mm-hmm.
They're at the Grand Canyon, but they've been home for 2 weeks. They just got the
I
card
see.
now, and it's like,
I
oh
see.
well, not my fault. You're
Right.
gonna blame me."
My parents were
But
just at the Grand Canyon not but a few days ago.
um,
Maybe they saw each
weird.
other, even though you said weeks. Close enough.
They live close to a street that I was delivering to. I mean, it was a long street, so it was really nowhere near
Mm-hmm.
where they live. But it's the same street, so who knows? It could have been them at a different house
Hmm.
that looked nothing like your parents.
It's very possible. Very
They don't
possible.
have a dog, so
No, yeah, a little error there. That's
all right.
okay.
Well, we talk about my job so much, so let's talk about your job.
Okay.
So you have forklift training,
I have, yes, I do. I have like a forklift certificate.
and like, do you have a physical certificate?
Yes.
When I so I'm changing the subject now back to me,
Okay, great.
but I used to work at a company, a grocery store company, which needed a forklift because it was a small back room,
Mm-hmm.
so we had like a forklift to get stuff up top, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had to get our certificate for that
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, and then it expired, and then I didn't have a valid forklift certificate for like 4 years
And yet
after it
you still
expired.
operated it.
I still operated it, and so if I would have crashed, took it out into the road and crashed into a car, that would have been bad.
Well, the company would have been liable. I
I would have been
assuming.
fired probably.
Well, I don't know about that. It's not your job to make yourself trained. It's your
Yeah,
employer's
but
job.
the first question would have been like, "Hey, why are you on the road with the forklift?" This
Oh,
one's
well,
inside.
right. Okay. That's a good point. I thought maybe you took it outside for some reason, for some certain occasions, but I guess not.
Okay, so you have your forklift certificate, and you wear steel toes.
Yeah, you got to wear steel toes in the warehouse no matter what you're doing. I mean, there's like two people that ever use the forklift. They're the quote unquote put away people. You know, they take the skids and put them away on the shelf. But like, I used to fill in for that job, and I'm like the most qualified beyond the two people that normally do that job. Well, I'm among the most qualified anyway. And so they trained me up on it.
Well, why not?
Why not?
I guess you've been there for a while now.
Yeah, it has been a couple years now, a little over 2 years.
Is it seniority based?
Oh, yes, yes. But I mean, I'm not even that high on the seniority. Well, I guess I've crept up because we've gotten a lot of new employees lately.
Right.
But I'm probably somewhere in the middle. There's plenty of people that have been there a lot longer than me.
And is this like the highest you want to go within um, the call it a company, but or is there like a job that you're like eyeing up that you're like, man, I really wish it would open up so I could apply.
Um, I mean, I've thought about moving up. There's like you could be like an inventory analyst, which is like definitely a step up, not only in responsibility but pay for sure. But like there was a supervisor position that came up that perhaps I guess I'll say it was suggested to me by certain people that I should apply, but you don't get paid anymore. It's the same amount of pay, and it's
More responsibility and no more pay,
zero more pay. You get nothing else more.
but maybe it looks nice. You know,
Yeah, that's true. It could be a stepping stone sort of thing, but I don't know. It just didn't seem for me. So I just sticking where I am for now.
what about like if like a doctor job came up?
Yeah, if like a brain surgeon, position came up, I'd probably do that.
Yeah, just think about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's exciting.
It's very exciting indeed. I live a life of excitement. It's true. All the rumors you've been hearing are true.
You watch any good movies lately?
This is the only movie I've watched since the last podcast and this. Wait, is that
And
true? Yes, that is true. I tried to watch Nacho Libre again. A little cheeky rewatch on that bad boy. But I thought I owned it. It's my favorite comedy. I don't own it, apparently. Unless I've just misplaced my DVD or Blu-ray or whatever it was. And then it's not free on anywhere. So I was like, I don't really need to watch it.
It's on nothing?
It's on nothing. Believe it or not. Yeah. What are you drinking over there?
Oh, I made myself some apple cinnamon tea.
Ah, okay. That sounds nice. Cold evening such as this. Apple cinnamon tea. Interesting.
Speaking of apple cinnamon tea, it seems like Nacho Libre is on Apple TV.
Okay. Well, I don't have that, to be fair. So there you
go. Yeah. I did. I have watched Nacho Libre for the first time semi-recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good.
Yes, it is very good. It is very underrated. Not
you
a
will
perfect.
Be watching. Not a perfect movie. No, not a perfect movie.
No. Not perfect, but underrated. You'll be watching what?
For the podcast, we'll be watching a wrestling movie coming up at some point.
Yes, I did see that.
A little more serious wrestling movie, though, I think. Not speaking of 2006, but 2006 was when Nacho Libre came out, which is also when this movie took place.
That is true. Do you want to talk about the movie now?
Yeah, we can. You watched it recently.
Yep, finished it probably 40 minutes ago.
Sorry for the long movie. Saltburn,
yes.
It's Saltburn, much like the burning of the cinnamon down my throat.
Ah, very good, very good. You are quite on it today. I love it.
Yeah. Well, what did you think? Okay, so the movie ended 40 minutes ago. How did you feel?
Well, I'll say when I first started it, my partner watched the first, minute, let's say. She said, well, this looks like a movie that's going to take itself too seriously. And I had the feeling that would be the case. But I was actually a little pleasantly surprised near the end, especially. It didn't take itself too seriously. I think it was pretty self-aware. So that was good. I was a little worried to begin with. It's also a movie that... Sorry, 1 second. I just have... I'm fumbling my headphones. Okay, I'm good. It's a movie that I had one scene spoiled for me. And I did not think that this scene would have such an impact on the way I felt about the film, like while I was watching it, but it did. It kind of it showed me, truly how, well, let's just say crazy Oliver was, the character.
And this is the grave scene.
This is the grave scene, yes. So I knew the level it was going to get to, right? So I knew the trajectory of his character from humble beginnings, seeming just kind of an outcast kind of dude, to obviously someone who would have sex with a freshly dug grave.
Yeah, quite the character development.
Yes. I will say, though, I can get into it more in acting. Probably one of the best performances that I've seen in the podcast films, I think. It was one of those performances that makes me, it was so good, but visceral, that it made me think differently of the man, Barry Keoghan?
Keoghan, yeah.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan. He just seems like it just made me it just changed how I viewed him. It's just sort of like a creepy aura now, which has only ever happened one other time with any other actor I've seen on screen who happened to also be in this film, Rosamund Pike. You ever seen Gone Girl?
Yes.
Yeah, that movie now whenever I see Rosamund Pike, I just see her character in that movie. She's just creepy. So that's sort of done that for Barry Keoghan for me now, I think.
Yeah, hell of an actor, hell of an Irish guy. He was in Banshees of Inisherin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw that, but
No.
it-
He's in Dunkirk, though, I think, right? I think I saw that.
he was in Dunkirk too. Yeah.
Yeah, and The Revenant. No, not The Revenant. He was in the Green Knight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but hell of an actor. This is kind of like the tale of two movies. You have your Oxford half, and then your Saltburn half.
Yes.
Different vibes.
100%, 100%. I definitely felt like the school was like, it was like a school was like was reality, and Saltburn was like a dream. It felt very dreamlike.
Interesting.
It was like it was very foggy and dark, and like things were happening that, like, I don't know if this was ever explained when he punched the mirror and then it was fixed the next day. Was he just, did someone just get fixed or what?
I think I took it as it was fixed because like they're so rich and proper that like any imperfection would be fixed right away.
Right.
Probably by Duncan.
Yeah. But there was just like a lot of like looking out the window and what's that character's name? Venetia. She was just like standing in the middle of the field, and it was just like very surreal. And also all the characters at Saltburn, they didn't act like real people at all. They were just, it was very, very strange people going on over there.
Yeah, unhappy rich people.
Very, very strange. Unlike, I don't think there are any real people like that. Maybe there are. Who knows?
They had a cool hedge maze.
That is true. That is true. Like The Shining, kind of.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I was really just fascinated by Oliver's character quite a bit. To the extent that I actually started writing notes because, I don't know, I was just so enthralled by how complicated his character was. Because, like, obviously he's very smart, but like the most manipulative like person you could just imagine. He just like manipulated everyone so strategically. But then on top of that, he was very obsessive, very strange. But like the whole time, the way that it was acted, it was just almost flawless. Except maybe near the end, I do have a problem. I do have a problem with the ending of this film, but yeah, a note that I wrote before I got to, I would say I wrote this maybe a third into the film. I wrote, Oliver is extremely complicated, very smart, manipulative, obsessive, strange, and dangerous, like he could kill at any moment. Passive as a weapon, like he would always be like apologizing and like trying to back away and not, on the outside, not try to get too involved, but really he's like super involved. And then that all comes, especially in the last things about killing at any moment. It all came to fruition at the end, obviously.
Do you write that before or after Felix was found in the maze?
Before, much before.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know how. Like, I knew going in a lot about this movie, as in like it was, well, the grave scene, and like it was a bit strange. But the plot wise, like I didn't know what was going on or.
Mm-hmm.
What are you drinking?
Water, sorry.
Apple cinnamon water?
Just regular old tapped water.
Oh, so like, yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised by how things went. I found maybe when they were at Oxford, maybe it was a little boring. Like it wasn't that exciting. The movie, I was like, oh, is this how this movie's going to be?
Mm-hmm.
But then they moved on to Saltburn, and then that's really when things ratcheted up, and I was quite pleasantly not surprised, but I was happy.
Right.
Big happy Josh.
I would say once we got to Saltburn, like not too far into it, I could sort of see what was coming down the pipe. Especially, I mean, it's worth knowing or worth mentioning that obviously if he's at a grave, somebody has died. So I know somebody's going to die. I didn't know who it was at the time, but it just felt to me that the deaths were probably going to be caused by Oliver, which didn't end up being true. But I did feel like that was coming. I don't know if it was because I got that scene spoiled for me or not. I'm not sure. But you could just see the layers of insanity just showing themselves more and more, especially at Saltburn.
Yeah, a nice gradual implosion.
Yeah.
All starting when he was suckling on the bathwater.
Yes, there was some drinking of backwater. That was one of my notes, was that it was like extremely visceral. Like you could really, when all the characters were hot, you could feel that they were hot. Or like when it was cold, like you felt the cold, and like you just felt it was very visceral. I thought that was well done.
I thought that it was a nice touch to have Felix wearing a Livestrong bracelet.
Why is that?
Well, because 2006.
Oh,
I do remember it being huge for Lance Armstrong.
I see. Yeah, I guess that was around that time. I never even noticed.
They watched Superbad. That was cool.
Right. So there was a little bit of Superbad in it.
The music overall, especially when they were in Oxford, the music was, well, yeah, Oxford. I guess, so 2006 was like probably grade 10 for me. Grade 9, grade 10.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's kind of where I got many of my musical influences from.
Yeah.
And they were hitting all the good notes in this movie. And then at the end, of course, the final scene with Murder on the Dance Floor, which, will be stuck in your head maybe for days to come.
Yeah, that was quite something. Very Bronson-esque in a way.
Right.
Yes. Very, very much a naked man dancing with his wang.
Yeah, we do love to watch movies. So, okay, period. We do love to watch movies, but
wang movies, apparently.
So we started this whole before podcast thing. We watched a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
Which featured a lot of bare-breasted women.
Yes.
And now we have matured.
Right.
And now we only watch full frontal male nudity.
That's right. Yes.
So I don't know what that says about us, but we're in our 30s.
Yeah, we've moved on to penises, and that's just something I think we just need to get it out there. And I think it's out now, and we'll just learn to embrace it even more. I don't know if there's going to be any of that in my next film, but it seems like it's possible.
Keep it coming.
Oh, baby. Can do.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot. I probably should have watched this movie again. This movie could do well with a second watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there's probably a lot of stuff that we could have missed. Just, like, little subtle things.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
But great acting. The ending maybe a bit lazy.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit. There's a word for it, where like everything comes together real perfectly.
Yeah.
But it was clever in a way, and it made you kind of look at the movie differently.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that first scene with the bikes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I knew, like, obviously, Oliver was manipulating everyone. some of it I thought some of it was quite obvious and out in the open, and some of the things that it say at the end to give a little bit of a precursor to our ending score. Yeah, at the end it does like a flashback of all the things that he did that we didn't actually see him do, and some of them are, I would say, are surprises, such as the bikes. I did not see that coming, but like him grabbing Farley's phone and like, you know, trying to set him up that way. I mean, that was kind of like, I saw that coming. That was a little obvious.
Yeah, at the time, it sounded like when he was confronted about that.
Yeah, it's like,
it was Oliver.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'll get to it more in the ending, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great cast.
Yes. Yes, like I said, Barry Keoghan's his performance was incredible, and but it makes me think like he's just like that in real life. It just changed how I view him in real life. Now I'm convinced he's just like that no matter what he's doing.
Last year, I think it was last year, we did a podcast on the Batman.
Yes.
And I think it was the last scene, the ending credit scene, there was a kind of a teaser on a Joker character.
Yeah.
That was Barry Keoghan.
Yes, it was. So maybe he'll be the new Joker.
Well, I don't know what their plans are, if they're going to make a second Batman movie with.
They must be. It did very well, so.
Okay, well, maybe I'll look it up.
I'm sure they will. Money, money, money.
The Batman 2. Yeah, it's coming in 2025.
There you go.
It's just going to be called Part 2.
Yeah, very creative.
Okay, well, Saltburn, did you want to do scores?
Yeah, let's get into the scores.
Okay, well, since you love Barry so much, why don't you start with acting?
Okay. Yes, Barry Keoghan, one of the best performances, I think, on this podcast that we've had. Super creepy and odd, and I don't know, it's just disturbing. Like, really effectively disturbing. I would say I had a little bit of issue with most of the other performances, I'd say. The guy playing Felix, I thought he was just okay. Farley was a little distracting. I didn't like him. Venetia, she had the scene in, like the last scene she's in, like in the bathtub. That scene was good, but I think every other one I didn't really like her all that much. So the acting is there's two ends of the spectrum. Definitely some, one character I really like, and then some not so much. For acting, I'd give it an 8. I mean, Barry's really doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
Okay, that's fair. The actor who played Felix, Jacob Elordi, Australian, playing an Englishman. I know him from Euphoria, mostly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Which he plays a completely different character. Like, he plays a villain, which, I mean, he does a little bit in this one. Like, just the popular dude.
Yeah.
Kind of villain. Like, but I thought he was good. Rosamund Pike, yeah. I mean, she played the role pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, Farley was a little annoying. And the sister was annoying too, but I think that was just her character, and I thought she played that pretty well. You said all we can say about Barry. Mm-hmm. Powerful. I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Should be a little better than you. Okay, so ending. I'll do ending.
Okay.
This movie, a lot of the time, we'll get a movie where, like, the ending, like the movie itself is kind of not very good, but the ending is decent, and it kind of brings it up. In this one, I thought the majority of the movie was pretty strong until we got to the ending.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, well, what's the point? So 2007 or 2006, 2007, whatever it was, until 2022, when Barry sees Rosamund in the cafe, which apparently he orchestrated himself. And then that leads him back into the Saltburn life, and he somehow gets her sick and then kills her, and then takes control of Saltburn, and then we get to the naked dancing with the wonderful song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like the last scene, but getting there from like the flash forward to that last scene, it did seem a little, I don't know, too much or too little. I don't know. It didn't sit well with me. It was a great movie until the ending, which kind of pushed the movie down. So overall, I'm going to give the ending score a 6. 6 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, the ending really hurt this one. Like it was, like you say, it was a really strong film up until I would say like the last 10 minutes. And then it became very, like, so from 2006, 2007 until 2022, Oliver was just waiting for the dad to die, Sir James. So I guess that was a thing. He didn't really orchestrate that. I don't know why he didn't try to orchestrate anything out of that if he's already killed the 2 children. He was just fine waiting, I guess. And then, yeah, I had trouble. I don't know how much I like movies that do that. Like, okay, we're at the end, and now to reveal what's been really going on, and let's flash back to all the scenes you remember, but like the little part that you didn't get to see. It's like, let's just fill in the blanks. It's like, ooh, look how clever we were. I just think it would have been better if you just left it, if it was just left for us to speculate ourselves, not be all drawn out for us. I think that would have made for a better ending. The dancing naked, sure, that wasn't what I had any problem with. I mean, it was
weird. On the dance floor.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, it was a weird film overall. I mean, it was so that didn't feel out of place. I just don't like the whole lay it all out for us like we're idiots. I think we could have figured that out ourselves, or at least speculate would have made for a more interesting ending. I'd give the ending a 5 out of 10.
Wow. Okay, well, do you want to give your overall score out of 10?
Yes, I will do that. Yeah, this was quite an enjoyable watch for most of it. I did quite like it. Just quite the spectacle of. I mean, Barry is not. Oliver is not the only one who's manipulating. It's like there's a lot of very manipulative people in this movie. It's quite interesting to watch. Sort of the evil in people and how manipulative they can be to get what they want. Obviously, I loved Barry's performance. It's quite something. Yeah, the ending is just what hurt it. It kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, and it made me kind of not love the movie. It was okay. Now I just think it was okay. I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
So this movie was Eagle versus Shark, 2007.
Yeah, I would say they're equal.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, acting was great acting movie. And it came from it came from Margot Robbie's production company. So it kind of has some expectations on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was an enjoyable watch. The ending was unfortunate because it did kind of feel cheap, and kind of make the rest of the movie like not feel as important.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Overall, a 7 out of 10, which is the best movie of the year so far.
I almost gave it a 6.5, but I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. You go with your gut.
Yeah, absolutely. A good performance does not a good movie make. I've seen plenty of movies with good performances, and the movie sucks. Like, don't ask me to tell you one, but I'm sure that I know they exist.
Maybe for your next movie.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna. I just kind of picked a bad movie on purpose. I think is what's gonna happen with that one.
What? You doing this? Picking a bad movie on purpose? That's crazy. It never happens. Well, okay, so we're not going to have a podcast next week.
Right.
And we'll reconvene at some point the week after. But so you don't have to say a movie right now, but you could just to maybe it's on the plane.
I doubt they'd have this one. I'll just tell you about it now. It's one of those movies I saw in the video store when I was a kid a lot. It intrigued me.
Ooh.
It has big names in it. It's got Jeff Goldblum. It's got Jim Carrey. It's got Gina Davis. And it's got one of the Wayans brothers. I don't know which one. I can't remember.
And it's an alien movie.
Yes.
It's called Earth Girls Are Easy.
It's called Earth Girls Are Easy.
Wow. Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans. There you go. One of the Wayans. I have no idea what it's about. I know that Damon Wayans, Jeff Goldblum, and Jim Carrey are aliens. And Gina Davis is an Earth girl who might be easy. I don't know.
Never heard of this movie in my life, but it should be fun. It should be fun. How are you going to watch it? Great question. But
good luck on that one.
5.4 on IMDb. Ooh, Michael McKean's in it. 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. So there's hope.
Clearly highly regarded.
Have you ever seen Coneheads?
I've seen parts of it, but not the whole thing.
Earth Girls Are Easy. Wow, that's a pretty sweet cover too.
Right?
Out of this world, down to earth, romantic comedy. Jim Carrey, huh?
Oh yeah.
He just turned 60.
No, he's turned 62. I thought.
Oh. Well, let's look it up. No, oh, yeah, he did turn 60. Okay, well, it was an old thing I saw, I guess. 62.
Fuck, this movie looks weird.
Well,
I'm excited.
It's a good change from, the last movies we watched. So
yeah, so different.
Maybe it's on YouTube.
Could be.
It's free with ads.
Is that right? I have YouTube Premium.
Jesus. Okay, well, you can watch on YouTube.
Perfect.
It's an hour and 40 minutes.
Good God.
Yeah. Fun. Okay, we'll do that. Again, another week without a Willem Dafoe movie, but that's okay.
Yeah, believe it. Yeah, it's a little hard to believe, but we'll get there.
Earth Girls Are Easy from 1988. Or 89. I gotta look it up.
88.
The last two movies, the last movie you picked was Eagle versus Shark.
Mm-hmm.
And now this movie is called Earth Girls Are Easy. So 2 straight movies, starting with EA.
Oh, maybe you're catching on to something. Have you ever tried taking the first letter of every movie I've picked? Seeing what it spells out. Don't bother. It's nothing. Or is it?
There's a T and a B, and then there's a F and a T,
Yep.
and then an S and a T.
Kibbe fiftest. Yeah, think about it.
Man, really not. Okay, cool.
Fair enough.
Earth girls are easy. Making great time. I'll need to decompress after Saltburn. Unlikely to see any nakedness, I think.
Yeah,
For
that's what we
Jeff
might guess.
Goldblum, Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
So let me take you back 2 weeks before 9/11,
Oh, good.
August 24th, 2001. The world was so happy and positive. What would be in the theaters in this carefree world where we didn't have to take our shoes off before we boarded a plane? That's what we're going to find out. August 24th, 2001.
Let's do it. Let's find out.
We're going to find out. We're going to beat our score.
Yep.
Beat our best score from the 80s. So we're starting Paramount Pictures, $25 million over 2 weeks. It's an adventure comedy film starring Rowan Atkinson. Yes, you heard this right. Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean.
2000,
Adventure comedy.
2001?
It's got to be a Bean because like a Johnny English wouldn't be an adventure comedy.
Wait. Could also be Rat Race, though.
Oh, it could also be Rat Race. Yeah. Should I go for the second actor just to confirm?
Okay.
Oh, do you want second actor or do you want tagline?
Give me the... What costs less to find out?
The second actor.
Okay, give me the second actor.
Lene Chapman.
Oh.
So I'm going to guess it's not Rat Race.
I don't know who...
The second actor would be like a John Lovitz or a...
Yeah. Oh. So I guess...
Mr. Bean's Holiday?
I think that came out like in 2005 or 6 or something.
Okay, well, is there a second Mr. Bean movie?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm trying Rat Race.
Okay.
It's Rat Race.
Who the hell's Lene, whatever you said?
Lene Chapman? I don't know. John Cleese is the third actor, though. Yeah, okay. Lene Chapman here. Okay. I don't think it costs anything to guess.
No, you just lose bonus points or something.
I don't know Lene Chapman.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Okay. Great guess. Moving on. Miramax film. 46 million, 3 weeks. It's a horror mystery thriller film.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the actor or the tagline?
The actor, first actor.
Nicole Kidman.
Oh, is that going to be like, what the hell is that called? It's like, not like The Happening. It's like the others.
In 2001?
Yeah.
Is that the one where she like kisses her son?
I thought that was the one where like there's something to do with her children dying or something. I don't know.
They have a rare sensitivity to light. When the family begins to suspect the house is haunted, Grace fights to protect her children at any cost in the face of strange events and disturbing visions.
Mm-hmm.
It's the others. You got it right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, another Miramax film. Only 11 million in its first week. It's a comedy starring Jason Mewes.
Jason Mewes?
Mewes.
Oh boy, I don't even know who that is.
Kevin Smith is the second actor.
Kevin Smith, that's the dude from he's like the comic book guy. Is this one of the
Yeah.
Clerks movies?
This has got to be a Clerks.
Or Jay and Silent
Oh
Bob or
no,
something?
it's gonna be a Jay. Well, ooh, yeah.
They've made more
Is
than
it Jay
one
and
Jay.
Silent Bob?
Yeah, but they made more than one of those, right?
Yes. Strike Back is the second one.
I feel like the first one came out like the 90s.
Because Jason would have to be Jay.
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back were trying first, and it is correct. Good job.
Woohoo. Nice.
Ben Affleck, the third actor.
I wouldn't have known that. I just know the comic book guy. I just know he hasn't been in that many things.
No. Good. We're on a roll. And the next one is a New Line film.
Okay.
It's his fourth week. It's made $183 million.
New Line, those are the people who made like the Shanghai Noon, and they also made the Rush Hour movies.
It's an action comedy crime film starring Jackie Chan.
Okay. That's Rush Hour 2, I think.
Going with your gut. You're on fire today. It's Rush Hour 2.
Yeah.
The tagline is "Get ready for a second rush." So,
God, those movies are good. Especially 2. 2 is the best one.
you think of New Line and you think of Jackie Chan.
I do.
Right away.
I do. Yes, I do. I can see it popping up because I've seen those movies so many times. It's just like the New Line. I don't know, like the graphic before you watch the movie, you know?
I think we're definitely. I believe that we are. We've already passed our best score.
Oh, great! Well, they've still got a movie left to work with.
One movie. It's Universal, 109 million, 3 weeks.
We're gonna know it.
It's a comedy romance starring Jason Biggs.
Comedy romance. So isn't that the
This is
dude?
American Pie.
Yeah, that's the American Pie dude, right? Didn't the first one come out in like 1999?
So we're also thinking this is an American Pie 2.
I think so.
This is a weekend of sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's American Pie 2. So we're in the 81st percentile.
Ooh.
885 out of a possible 1,000 points.
I love it. 2001, right before 9/11, I was in the right headspace for absorbing movies.
Yeah, it's weird. The best that we do is either in the 1980s or in the early 2000s.
I love it.
You were 9.
I was 9? I was 9. I watched Rat Race so many times. I knew I had to be Rat Race. Mr. Bean, he hasn't been in much. Actually, he's been in a decent amount. He's been in like what, Johnny English and Mr. Bean's Holiday and Rat Race, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we can just look.
And he was in a movie just called Bean, like in the 90s, I think.
Oh, we can just guess Bean.
I think watching so much of Nerd Line Play Sin into Nerdle Battles is helping me like remember movies, because I don't think I would have remembered that Nicole Kidman movie, the others. But like, what's that other one where she's just like, what's that thing? Like everyone keeps dying and she's just like in the streets. What's that movie called?
Like, there's a movie called The Happening.
Oh, okay. So that was the movie I thought I was thinking of.
I don't know if she was in that one.
I think so. And everyone just keeps like falling off buildings, and she's just no, not The Happening, not The Happening.
Because that's like Matt Damon.
I need to find out what the name of this movie is. Nicole Kidman. And I'm going to go movies and shows.
Big Wikipedia. She's Australian.
Not the others. What the hell movie am I thinking of? The Invasion? No. No. Okay, I'm just never going to find out what movie I'm thinking of.
Nicole Kidman horror movie?
Movie where people fall off buildings.
It would appear she's only been in one horror movie. The Happening is a M. Night Shyamalan movie.
It is. I am thinking of The Happening. I am.
Zoe Deschanel is in it. Apparently not.
Not Nicole Kidman.
It's on Disney Plus.
I think that's the movie I was thinking of. But the others, I think, was implanted in my mind thanks to Northern Lion. So,
if you could guess how many episodes of Mr. Bean there were,
mm-hmm.
how many episodes do you think they made of Mr. Bean?
Well, I do know it's way less than you would think. It's like 16.
15 episodes, but you counted the movie, so I guess that makes 16.
Yeah, I do. I remember looking this up not that long ago. I remember watching Mr. Bean a lot when I was younger, and just seemed to think there was just an unending amount of episodes, but I must have just seen the same ones over and over. There's not really that many.
15.
That's it. 15 little morsels of bean. Tasty.
Wow, what a wild episode. As we end January and move on to Aliens.
Aliens in February. Say goodbye to January. And I hope you have a great time in Hawaii. And how long are you gone for? Like 10 days or something?
Something like that, yeah.
That'd be good. Planning on watching a movie on the plane? What time's your flight? Is it like a red eye or is it middle of the day? What?
We leave at like 10 a.m. on we leave Vancouver at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
on a Thursday, and then we come back 1:50 a.m. Hawaii time.
Right.
So who knows? That's time for sleep. But I looked up the movies on the plane today, and not a whole lot of good ones. I watched Barbie again.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought myself a Sudoku book. I'll bring a book. And probably just, maybe have something on in the background.
Maybe you should bring like a portable DVD player or watch something on that.
What year is it?
I don't know, but not the last time I flew, but the time before that, I brought my portable DVD player. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You get some looks, I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, there's some TV as well, so maybe I'll just watch some TV.
Boring.
Okay, well, I looked it up. WestJet Entertainment. No movies besides Barbie, I think, that were on the podcast. So this could be a good one for our future podcast. A lot of movies I've never heard of before. Blue Beetle I could watch.
Oh, Jesus. Don't waste your time on that one.
Do you want to waste time? Casino, for some reason, is a movie available.
Casino. That's a good movie. There you go.
Yeah, but you have to pay attention. I don't know if I want to pay attention on a plane. Gran Turismo. Ooh, actually, I might watch Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Hey,
I watched that. Yeah, that's a lot of action.
I love the Mission Impossible movies.
Or the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
I heard that's good.
Well, maybe I'll watch that on a plane, and I'll let you know.
All right.
Okay.
Well, aloha to you and all our viewers.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. And Lilo and Stitch. Maybe you could watch that.
As a joke, I told people that I was studying Hawaiian on Duolingo, and then I looked it up, and you can do that.
Well, yeah,
it's quite involved, and I gave up pretty early.
Well, that is a funny joke.
Mahalo. It wasn't joking.
You just said it was a joke.
Well, at the beginning, and then I did it, and then it was like, okay. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I won't. Okay, thanks everyone. See you in a few weeks.
Well, you won't, because this is a podcast. Is it not a visual medium?
That is true.